If you saw my last video on the 1960s Rock Oval Wandra guitar and how I got in possession of it, I hope you'll like this video. It's about a different guitar I got, and the story is possibly even odder. In my senior year of high school, I left home and was living with a friend, and then when I quit 3 months before graduation, I moved to Glen Cove with my grandmother in her house with her and her two spinster sisters, and surrounding that house was her sons' houses. One day, my Uncle Larry asked me to help him move some boxes up to the attic. And when we were in the attic, I saw on the floor what looked like a guitar case and asked him what it was. He told me it was something his wife's father owned, and it's been up in the attic ever since they got married. No one ever opened it or played it. He thought it was a guitar. So I took a look. It was very heavy. Opened it up. This is what I found. I didn't know what this was. I had never heard of it. So I asked him if I could have it, if I could buy it actually. And he said I could have it. Took a look at it. It's very heavy. Unfortunately, I didn't know it was rare, and I changed the color. The tuning pegs that were on the guitar were so old and rusted that I had to replace them. I couldn't turn them. So I put sealed, really good heads on the guitar, and it stays in tune and it's great. The mistake I made was throwing those old tuning pegs away. The bars, the two bars that were on here with tuning, it was a mistake to throw them away because, but I didn't know that the guitar had any value whatsoever. It also has some, when I took it apart, it was impossible to get back together completely flat and straight, and I'm going to take it apart again and bring it to a professional to try and get this all laid down straight. But it doesn't affect anything about the playing because this is not a guitar where the strings are pressed down against the frets. This is a lap steel guitar, so it just doesn't affect the tuning or anything about the guitar. There was no internet back in the 70s where I could just look up something and get information on it. So I just took the guitar, been playing it for years and years. It's on most of my recordings of my music, and it became the instrument I play better than six-string guitar or the keyboards, which I've been playing since I was 15. I love the guitar and just didn't think about it anymore until the internet. But a friend of mine, Howie Emerson, is one of the most knowledgeable people I know about guitars. He's owned many, he's repaired many, and he just knows how to get information on them. So I showed him the guitar on Facebook and asked him about it, and he got the research that just shocked me what this guitar is. The first electric guitar ever made was in 1931. This is a photo of it. Eight years later, in 1939, this Vega Lap Steel guitar was made. Can you see the similarity? This guitar weighs about 9 pounds. When I took off this plate, there are two giant horseshoe magnets, heavy metal magnets under here, that are driving these pickups. What Howie found out was that these pickups are the first technology that was bought a few years later by humbucker. These are the first humbucker pickups. And the sound on them is absolutely amazing. All that matters is how it sounds. The Vox modeling amp can make it sound like anything, but I have it flat, just the guitar with a little reverb. It's a beautiful warm sound. And of course, just sounds great. I love everything about this guitar. Here's Purple Rain. Love it. It's gorgeous. Lastly, to wrap this up, I don't understand how things are valued. The previous video I showed you of the 60s Rock Oval Wanderer, that guitar supposedly in mint condition sold for $3,800. This guitar is from 1939, and they must have made a shitload of them, because I've looked this up many, many times, and this guitar in mint condition sells for $900. I don't get it. But that's the story. Hope you enjoyed it.